She was loved by millions, a face that smiled through the screen, a voice that felt like home to thousands who never met her. But behind the lights and the laughter, there was something darker. On a quiet Sunday night, Ava Cole pressed record for the last time. She looked into her camera and whispered 7 words that would haunt the world forever. "It's not safe anymore, but I'll tell you soon." The next morning, she was gone. No witnesses, no struggle, no answers. Was it an accident or something far more terrifying? This is not just a story of a YouTuber. This is a story of secrets, silence, and a truth the internet was never meant to see. She lived in front of millions, but died in silence. Her smile lit up the internet, but no one saw the darkness closing in. Her name was Ava Brooks, a 25-year-old YouTuber who had taken the online world by storm. Known for her gentle voice, heartfelt vlogs, and inspiring videos about mental health and positivity, Ava wasn't just another influencer. She was a symbol of hope. Her story began in a modest 2-bedroom apartment in Los Angeles, the same city where dreams are born and often die. Her content was deeply personal. She talked about overcoming depression, the loneliness of city life, and the importance of staying real in a fake world. But behind her radiant smile and carefully lit studio, there were cracks beginning to show, cracks only those closest to her could see. In the spring of 2022, Ava's career was at its peak. She had over 2 million subscribers, a growing fan base, and sponsorships that promised financial freedom. She had everything a creator could ask for: fame, recognition, and love from her followers. Yet, success often comes with shadows. Over the past few months, Ava had become withdrawn. Her uploads slowed down. Her once cheerful tone became quieter, more reflective. She began ending her videos with cryptic lines like, "Sometimes, even light can burn too bright. Not every story has a happy ending." Fans thought it was poetic. Her friends knew it was something else. Among those who noticed was Claire Jennings, Ava's roommate and longtime friend. Claire later told detectives that Ava had started receiving strange messages, anonymous emails filled with threats and unsettling references to her private life. One of them read, "You don't deserve the life you're showing. You'll lose it soon." Ava never told her fans. She brushed it off as trolling, an unfortunate but common reality for online creators. But something about these messages felt different. They were specific, personal. Then came the night that changed everything. It was May 7th, 2022, a Saturday. Ava spent the evening at home editing a new video she'd been working on for weeks, titled "My Final Thoughts." Her last message to Claire before she went to bed was casual: "Good night. I'll finish this and post tomorrow morning." At 11:42 p.m., Ava posted a short Instagram story. A dimly lit room, her laptop open, a half-finished video timeline on the screen. A candle flickered beside her. The caption read, "Sometimes it's not what it seems." Those words have become legendary, the final clue in a mystery that would haunt millions. When Claire woke up around 8:30 a.m., she noticed something unusual. Ava's bedroom door was closed, locked from the inside. Her car was still parked outside. Her phone sat on the coffee table. Screen cracked, as if it had been dropped mid-call. Claire knocked. No answer. She called Ava's name. Silence. That's when she called the police. Officers arrived within 15 minutes. They knocked once, twice, then forced the door open. What they found was chilling. The room looked too perfect. The bed was neatly made. The candle from her Instagram story had burned itself out, and her camera was still recording, the red light blinking silently in the corner. But Ava was gone. No struggle. No blood. No sign of forced entry. Just her laptop open, with a video file titled Final Thoughts.mp4 on the desktop, corrupted and unreadable. Her disappearance spread like wildfire across social media. Hashtag Where's Ava started trending within hours. Fans speculated that she might have gone on a social media detox, that maybe she needed space. But something about it didn't feel right. Her family flew in from Arizona. Her brother, Michael Brooks, described walking into her room as stepping into a ghost's echo. He said it felt like she had been erased, not taken. Within 48 hours, detectives began piecing together her final movements. CCTV footage from her apartment building showed Ava entering her unit at 10:17 p.m. No one else followed. No one left after her. So where did she go? Investigators searched nearby areas, parks, parking lots, and even sewers, but found nothing. Her phone data showed a final ping at 11:58 p.m., less than 20 minutes after she posted that eerie Instagram story. After that, complete silence. Days turned into weeks. The online community went into overdrive. Reddit threads, TikTok theories, YouTube breakdowns. Some believed she'd been kidnapped. Others thought she faked her death for publicity. A few even claimed they saw her reflection in someone else's vlog, alive. Meanwhile, police found something strange on her hard drive. Dozens of deleted video drafts, each one darker and more emotional than the last. In one of them, Ava looked directly into the camera and said, "I don't know who I can trust anymore. If anything happens to me, just remember what I said." The chilling implication was clear. She had been afraid. But of whom? That was the question that haunted detectives, her family, and her millions of fans. Because behind the perfect frame of her life, the cozy apartment, the ring light, the neatly arranged desk, there was a truth darker than any thumbnail could show. Ava Brooks wasn't just missing. She had become the central figure in a mystery so strange. It blurred the line between reality and performance, between online fame and fatal obsession. And as the days passed with no sign of her, one question echoed across the internet like a scream in an empty room. Was Ava's death an accident, or was someone making sure her story ended too soon? The apartment was spotless, too spotless, like someone had pressed pause on her life. When detectives first stepped into Ava Brooks' apartment, they expected chaos, a struggle, broken glass, something that screamed foul play. But what they found was eerie silence. Every item was neatly arranged, every cord tucked away. Even her ring light was still glowing faintly, its reflection caught in the black lens of her camera, still recording hours after she vanished. On her desk sat the laptop, the file Final .mp4 corrupted beyond repair. But the metadata showed something strange. The file had been edited after midnight, nearly 30 minutes after her last known activity online. So who touched it? Detective Marcus Hale, who led the investigation, later described the scene as eerily intentional, like someone wanted us to believe she disappeared into thin air. The autopsy came later, but first came confusion. 3 days after her disappearance, hikers found a body in a shallow creek just outside Los Angeles. It was Ava, or at least what remained of her. She was dressed in the same gray hoodie from her last video. Her phone was gone. Her camera's SD card was missing. Her cause of death? Drowning, but with bruises on her wrists and traces of sedatives in her bloodstream. The world went silent. News outlets exploded with headlines. YouTube star found dead. Suicide or something more sinister? Fans claimed dark forces behind influencer's death. But to those who knew Ava, suicide didn't make sense. She had planned sponsorship deals and a live Q&A scheduled just 2 days later. Claire, her roommate, told police she was scared, but she was fighting. She wasn't the type to give up. The investigation turned digital. Detectives combed her emails, DMs, and comment sections, thousands of messages. Most were fan mail. Some were disturbing. One stood out. "I told you I'd find you. I'm always watching." It came from an untraceable burner account. Forensic analysts also discovered her laptop had been remotely accessed hours before the corrupted video appeared. Whoever did it knew her passwords, her habits, her entire life. The deeper they looked, the darker it got. A Reddit thread emerged, claiming Ava had been stalked by a man she'd met through her Patreon, a loyal supporter turned obsessive admirer. He'd sent her gifts, letters, and once allegedly broke into her building. Ava had filed a report months earlier, but dropped it, saying she didn't want to ruin anyone's life. Police tried tracing him, but the trail was cold. He'd vanished, just like Ava had, gone offline completely. Then came the security footage. Footage from a night Ava disappeared. Her building's CCTV system. Investigators enhanced it frame by frame. And there, at 11:46 p.m., just minutes before her phone went dark, was something chilling. A shadow, a figure standing outside her apartment door. Tall, male, wearing a black hoodie. He never entered the frame again, but Ava's door opened exactly 1 minute later. And that was the last time anyone saw her alive. The discovery sent shockwaves online. Theories erupted everywhere. Was it her ex-boyfriend, who'd recently tried reconciling? The obsessed fan from Patreon? Or someone closer? Maybe even someone inside her own circle? Claire, her roommate, was questioned multiple times. Her statements were consistent, except for one detail. She initially said she went to bed around midnight. Later, she admitted she left the apartment briefly to grab food from the lobby. The timestamp of that moment? 11:50 p.m. The same time Ava's phone stopped transmitting data. Detective Hale began to suspect that Ava's final video, the one titled Final Thoughts.mp4, might have contained something more than words. Maybe she recorded her killer, or something that exposed them. A digital recovery expert spent weeks reconstructing fragments of the deleted footage. What they found was only 11 seconds long and utterly haunting. Ava sits in front of her camera, her eyes red from crying. She starts to speak, voice trembling. If you're watching this, something happened. I didn't want it to end this way. Then a loud knock. Her eyes dart toward the door. She whispers, barely audible, "He's here." And then static. No one could confirm what happened next. But that single clip was enough to shatter the internet. Fans flooded forums, searching for clues in her old videos, convinced she had hidden messages, strange symbols, or cries for help. But the mystery only deepened. In July 2022, 2 months after Ava's death, an anonymous user uploaded a new video to her YouTube channel. It was only 5 seconds long. Black screen, white text. The truth was never yours to find. The upload location? Ava's old apartment, the same one sealed by police. The account was immediately taken down, but the questions lingered. Who had access? How did they bypass YouTube security? Detectives revisited Claire, who now looked pale, sleep-deprived, and haunted. She insisted she had no part in it. But behind her trembling voice, there was something unsaid, something heavy. By September, the case grew colder. Leads dried up. The internet moved on. But Hale didn't. He kept watching the recovered footage night after night. And one evening, he noticed something no one else had. A faint reflection in Ava's camera lens during those final seconds. It was a face. And it wasn't Ava's. The background music fades into a deep, tense rumble. The truth was there all along, Hale would later say, hidden in the one place no one thought to look. But by the time they found the face, the man behind it had already disappeared. Just like Ava. The morning after Ava Cole's death felt unreal. The sky over Los Angeles was pale and heavy. The streets unusually silent. Outside her apartment, fans gathered in disbelief, holding candles, photos, and letters. Her smiling face, once glowing on millions of screens, now stared back from missing posters and news broadcasts. Everyone had one question on their lips. What really happened to her? The news of her death didn't just break the internet, it shattered it. Within hours, her name trended across the globe. Her final video, "I Need to Talk to You," crossed 10 million views overnight. But people weren't watching to be entertained anymore. They were watching to search for answers. Clips from her last live stream resurfaced everywhere. In the final moments, Ava looked straight into the camera and whispered, "It's not safe anymore, but I'll tell you soon." Those 7 words sent chills through millions. Reddit forums, YouTube theories, podcasts. Everyone became an investigator overnight. They examined her last posts, slowed down her videos, even analyzed the reflections in her eyes for hidden details. Her parents stayed silent for weeks, overwhelmed by grief. Then one night, Ava's mother finally spoke on a podcast. Her voice shook as she said, "She called me the night before she died. She said she was scared, but wouldn't tell me why." That sentence reopened the wound for millions of people. The internet exploded with speculation. Some said she was being blackmailed. Others believed she had stumbled upon something dangerous, something worth killing for, but the police issued a cold official statement. There are currently no signs of foul play. To the world, that felt like denial. Every detail of the case seemed wrong. Every unanswered question felt deliberate. A few weeks later, a security camera video leaked. It showed Ava returning home that night. She looked tense, glancing behind her. And just a few steps behind her, a blurred shadow moved, tall, still, watching. When she entered the elevator, the shadow stopped, frozen in place. The footage cut off there. Authorities said it was too unclear to identify anyone. But the internet had already decided Ava wasn't alone that night. YouTube was flooded with slow-motion breakdowns of footage. Viewers claimed to see reflections, movement, even symbols etched into the elevator door. Others pointed out something no one could explain. Ava's phone, visible in her hand in the footage, was never found. Yet her final upload existed online. How could her video be there, but her phone gone? Soon the obsession grew darker. Digital investigators retraced her last 24 hours. They mapped her steps, her GPS locations, her texts, and timestamps. One creator named Ethan Wild found something chilling. Ava's last upload wasn't sent from her home. The metadata showed an IP address linked to an abandoned warehouse 2 miles away. Police dismissed it as a data glitch, but Ethan didn't. He went there himself, recording every moment. His video, titled "The Place Where Ava's Final Video Was Uploaded," became his last. The footage showed a dust-covered room, broken computers, wires hanging from the ceiling, and one monitor still glowing faintly. When he turned it on, the screen flashed Ava's YouTube homepage, then went black. The video ended there. Ethan never posted again. A year passed. No answers. No arrests. No closure. Ava's name faded from headlines, but remained immortal online. On the anniversary of her death, hundreds of fans gathered outside her old apartment with candles and tears. They sang her favorite songs, whispered prayers, and scrolled through her old videos like she might appear on screen again. And then it happened. At exactly 11:47 p.m., the time she was believed to have died, her YouTube channel suddenly came back to life. A notification flashed worldwide. Ava Cole uploaded a new video, "I'm Still Here." It was 15 seconds long. A black screen. Then her voice, soft, distorted, distant, said, "It's not over yet." The video vanished seconds later. Then her entire channel disappeared. YouTube's official team claimed they had no record of such an upload. But thousands had already seen it. Thousands had already recorded it. And in one single frame, hidden in the darkness, was her face. Pale, still, eyes open, staring into the camera. After that night, nothing was ever the same. Some believed it was a scheduled video she had planned before her death. Others said a hacker or someone close to her posted it. But a small group online insisted it was her. They analyzed the sound, the pitch of her voice, and said it didn't match any of her old recordings. They said it wasn't a copy, it was new. The FBI reopened the case for a short time, but months later closed it again. The cause of death remained undetermined. Her mother still keeps her room the same. She lights a candle every night near Ava's framed picture. In one interview, she said softly, "Ava always said her camera was her safest place, but maybe that's what took her." The camera pans back. The candle flickers. The screen fades to black. And then, in the faintest whisper, Ava's voice plays again from her final recording. "I'm almost done editing. See you tomorrow." But tomorrow never came. In the end, the world didn't just lose a YouTuber. It lost a story that refuses to die. Because the most haunting mysteries aren't the ones that can't be explained. They're the ones that still echo in silence long after the lights go out.